What do you attribute that crazy explosion of Christianity in the church? Is it just Constantine and the Roman Empire, or what would you attribute that to, Bart?
Yeah, so I wrote a book on this. It's called The Triumph of Christianity, and it tries to explain how it worked. Because at the very beginning, according to the New Testament, I think it's probably historically right, at the very beginning, Jesus had a very small group of people who believed he got raised from the dead. So in the New Testament, it's 11 disciples and a handful of women. So say 20 people. So by the year 300, there are 3 or 4 million of them. How do you get from 20 to 3 million
Yes.
in 300 years? That's the question. So I actually I borrow a concept from Rodney Stark, who is a sociologist of religion, who actually just crunched the numbers. Sociologists are good at doing population growth issues, and the way it works is that like if you invest your money, if you're making 10% on your money, and you invest $1, you'll get a dime. But if you invest $1 million, you'll get $100,000. And what happens is over time, that dime, at the same rate, that dime goes to $100,000. See what I mean? It's an exponential curve. What happens in Christianity is that there was this exponential curve where people, so the basic thing I argue in my book is that if you have a growth rate of about 35% every decade within Christianity, or say 40% for the sake of ease, suppose you've got 100 Christians this year. In 10 years, you need to have 140 Christians. That's 40%. Then, after that, you need to have 196 Christians a decade after that. And so, and getting 40 new Christians out of 100 isn't that much really, because if you do a decade, that's like three and a half people a year that convert. And in the Roman world, if you convert the paterfamilias, the father of the household, you convert the whole family. So you convert one adult man, you got your quota for the next decade. So the things you do at that rate, and you just crunch the numbers. By the time you get to the year 300, you've got 3 million Christians.
Hmm.
So it's not a miracle, and you don't need Constantine.